Hello, everybody. It is Friday, the 1st of December. I want to talk about that we must embrace our truth, that we must see our truth in order to be shown a way out of this situation. We must ask out of our truth. If we ask out of the wrong perception of ourselves, we become the wrong perception of ourselves, and we ask out of that perception, we will be shown a way, but it will not help us because we are not asking out of our truth. Now, what is happening at the moment, and what has happened for a long time, is that we are being driven like sheep to the outer edges of our polarity, of our duality. And that is that we are both material and spiritual beings. So it is in a way the story of the dark crystal that was split into two, and both parts go dark. You're either just the material being and there is nothing else, and what you can create out of that perception is not terribly good. Or you are just the spiritual being and the material doesn't matter at all. Again, if you completely disregard the material, well, you're not going to create a good material world if you think material doesn't matter anyway. The way of the middle is saying you are both. You are both. You're a material being that is spiritual, that reaches out spiritually from the material foundation. And it is on the spiritual path that we connect to one another, that we connect to this world. Now, at the moment, now if we say we are spiritual beings, yeah, we are made out of different parts, we have different spiritual forces, energies. And again, we are being told to suppress part of those energies as bad. Yeah? So you mustn't feel anger, you mustn't feel fear, yeah? And yeah, they're bad, bad, bad. But pain as well, pain both mentally and physically, points to disease. There is a disease inside of the body of humanity, and all of humanity feels it, and all of humanity is suffering from it. There's a cancer that is spreading, and we're all feeling the pain. Fear points to danger. Anger points to injustice. And look at this world, those feelings are justified. You are justified in those feelings. So do not suppress them, they are your truth. Question is, what do we do with them? Because they are powerful energies. At the moment, again, we are being told to suppress these things, yeah? And in doing so, you're basically shooting the messenger. That's all you do. It doesn't actually do away with the situation that the message was about. It still exists. And the messenger will keep coming, and you keep shooting them. But in the end, this thing is getting stronger and stronger. It is building up in us, and in many places now, it is exploding. Anger is exploding, frustration, all those negative energies they had nothing was done about it. So they just explode in places like Dublin, and it will do in other places as well. And then, of course, those that have created the situation will stand there and smug righteousness and say, well, I told you how bad humanity is. Look at them. Yeah, they created the powder keg in the first place, and then they are pointing the finger at it exploding. Well, that's what it does once you've created it. But if we embrace our negative emotions and we see what they are pointing toward it is out of our truth. There is something wrong. There is injustice. We are in danger. And asked out of that truth, and a way will be shown. I'm sure of that. But we must get out of this lie about what it is we are. Karl Marx said religion is opium for the masses, and on that one point I would agree with him fully. So is this new toxic spirituality. Yeah? And as evil can only thrive if good people do nothing. And that is a way of driving you into doing nothing. Either, again, you are seeing yourself as the sinful being for feeling anger and fear and all those negative emotions. So while evil thrives around you, you are busy beating yourself up. Or we go into the other extreme, which means evil thrives around you while everybody's sitting there with a stupid grin on their face going, Release the negative emotions into the ether. And it will all be fine. No, it won't. They should drive us to action. They're showing us there's something wrong, and they should drive us to action. And we must act in a rational manner. Energized, yes. Energized by the knowledge of that we are justified. That should energize us. But also in a rational, as I said, manner. But again, if we let these energies build up until we explode, then we have turned into a mindless beast. Which is, again, where they're driving us to, and then pointing a righteous finger when it happens. So, unless we come to a point of our truth and we know it, we're experiencing it. How is it not truth? We are experiencing the material life, and we are experiencing spiritual occurrences. So that is truth. We are both. Now the last point is, why do we feel pain, or what is creating the injustice? What is the injustice that is happening in this world? We are a part of this world. And this world is operating a system, a natural system, and we are part of that natural system. So good and bad is according to the natural system of this world. That is what gives us the knowledge of good and bad. And then see honest to God, see what's happening here. In nature, you have all manners of forms, and when you say every form is actually consciousness in its essence. You have many different forms with different needs. They are on different levels of consciousness. They are coming together to form ecosystem where every part gives and receives to one another. And only those that are actually compatible with each other are forming ecosystems. Yeah? Polar bears do not exist in the jungle for a reason. They are not compatible with the jungle. But they exist in the Arctic where they are compatible. That is how this world works. Yeah? So again, these idiots tried, they're not idiots, I don't know what they are, trying to create diversity. Yeah? And shoving people from other cultures, just into a different country. If nature were to do that, if that was natural, we would see nature lift thousands of polar bears all over a sudden and dump them in the jungle to create diversity. That is not natural. And then, we're being pointed at for feeling anger, for feeling fear, for not being able to cope with this. Oh, you're bad for feeling that. No. What they're doing is not natural. Your feeling is natural. That is your truth according to this world. Then say, this is what I am and this is my truth and it is according to this world. I am justified in feeling fear and anger. You are doing something wrong. Stop beating yourself up for negative emotions. And there's so many other things that they are doing that are not natural. And we are the bad guys because it creates negative emotions in us. There's something else I do not see in nature. I do not see one part trying to elevate itself to rule over everything else. No part of nature does that. Everything gives and receives according to itself. This desire is the cancer in humanity. And look at the Bible, it is the desire of the Lord God, whose kingdom is not of this world. It's not according to this world. But it is his desire that, to rule over everything, to subdue what is actually natural, subdue nature. It says that in the Bible. To subdue what is actually natural. And then to have dominion over this world. There is no part in the natural world that does that. Apart from our good deluded selves. But it is, and that is spirit. It is this desire that creates man in its image. Look in this world and you can see the men that were created by that desire. The likes of a Klaus Schwab and others. And you see the kind of person that spirit creates. And that kind of person is not according to this world. They are created by the spirit, by that desire, by that intention. And look what they are becoming. There is a God in this world. I know that God of this world is not Satan and it's not bad. It's not perfect. But heck, it's better than that. Surely it's better than that. So how do we get out of this? And yes, I would say, and I do believe that if you ask, outcomes are created by intentions. Yeah? And if our intention is for healing humanity, and our intention is for becoming a part of this world again, as we were created to be. Our bodies are created to be a part of this world. And our spirit should join in with that. If that was truly our intention, a way will be shown. We will know what to do. But as I said in the beginning, we must ask out of our truth, and we must not suppress it, and we must not try tearing ourselves apart to go one way or another. It will lead to death, either which way. But stand in our truth, ask out of our truth, know that we are justified in our negative emotions, and ask to be shown a way. Anyway, I leave it at that for today. I hope somebody hears me, and somebody would that people would finally get out of those extremes and come to the middle, so that we can become a force in this world and hopefully create a change. Anyway, I will leave it at that for today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.